Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Dave Chappelle went on Netflix to perform his latest comedy special and shut it down. I ain't got no problem with that. Say, fam, I don't care what nobody say. Dave Chappelle, he's on the Mount Rushmore of comedy. Point blank period, man. Point blank period. I got some other people I think that deserve to be up there, but we talking about Dave Chappelle right now, so I'm gonna leave it at that. Dave Chappelle spent some time talking about Charlie Kirk and Charlie Kirk's comparisons to Martin Luther King Jr. Well, I shouldn't say comparisons, because he said, you know what, man? Both of them got shot, and that's where the comparisons end. That's where the similarities end. They both got shot. Charlie Kirk ain't nowhere near on the level of a Martin Luther King Jr. And the fact that they try to put him on that level is extremely telling. This is what arrogance can do to you, though. This is what can happen when, they say winners write history, right? And that's why these history books got so many lies in them. Because the people who wrote the books, they didn't have anything worth being proud of mentioning in those books. So they just lied. They just told a whole bunch of lies. Yeah. Running around here talking about Charlie Kirk. Like, man, get out of here, man. Come on. I feel insulted for the King family that their loved one, Martin Luther King Jr.'s name is even being mentioned, in the same breath as dude. He ain't nowhere near on Martin Luther King's level. Charlie Kirk didn't have an empathetic bone in his body. Not my words. That's what he said. He said he hated people. He thought that they were weak. People who were empathetic, he thought they were weak. His words. So my point is, why would all of these people be so offended that people are not empathetic towards Charlie Kirk's death? If Charlie Kirk himself was alive, and he saw y'all doing that over somebody else, he would lose it. So you're not supporting Charlie Kirk by being mad at people who show no empathy toward him. You're actually doing the opposite. But I get it, fam. It's kind of confusing when you follow a confused person. That's what happens. You get confused, It's like one big ball of confusion. Dave Chappelle, he brought the laughs, but the discussion that followed, it was a lot of backlash, fam. It's about a lot of backlash, but the majority of the backlash didn't come from his comments about Charlie Kirk, who he compared to an internet personality. Dave said, by design, Charlie Kirk cannot function like Dr. King. Yeah, fam. Explaining the economy of online attention, he said that internet guys are negative. They have to be, because otherwise no one would engage them. I ain't got no problem with that. Not all. Some. But I'm picking up what he's putting down, because he's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. I could put videos out, fam, all day and talk about positive stuff all day, just positive. And I'd be lucky to get a few hundred views. Let me put something on here talking about somebody got their head blown off. And boom, just like that. Now, y'all say that y'all want to hear some positive news, y'all want positive stuff, but really, the analytics don't support that. That ain't what the analytics support. Every now and then, you put out something positive, people might jump on it. But overall, people gravitate toward the negativity. And that's why a lot of these podcasters choose to be messy. They choose to cover only the negative stuff. And they choose to be negative. They choose to have a negative energy, a negative persona, because they know that the people in general like drama. They like drama. Yeah, they like gossip. They like drama. Anyway, fam, he also said, imagine Dr. King behaving like Charlie Kirk. He said, smash that like button and subscribe and follow me for more content like this. I think all black people should be free. Change my mind. Man, Dave Chappelle is good, man. I mean, he's good. He's really, really good. Like, to be so in pocket so consistently, like the comedy that he does, oftentimes, not all guys, but a lot of these guys, it takes years for them to come up with, a 1 hour piece. And he'll put 2 or 3 of them out in 1 year. I think 1 year he put maybe 4 of them out. Cat Williams had that type of consistency, and so does Ali Sadiq. Man, them dudes can put out a special every quarter. I do believe that if the people was ready, they could probably put out one once a month. I don't think, cause some of y'all know how hard it is to do stand-up, how hard it is to put a 1 hour show together, new material. I mean, not just putting a show together, but a show that moves the needle, that makes people react and, have people talking about what you just did. That ain't easy. That ain't easy by a long shot. That's why they ain't never got to worry about me trying to, hey, salute to T.I., shots out, man. You better than me, dog. I know I couldn't do it. I would love to do it, but my memory ain't that good. I wouldn't be able to get through it. My memory is just not that good. Anyway, fam, that really was not the biggest bone of contention for some people who have been giving Dave Chappelle backlash over that special. The biggest bone of contention is what he had to say about Israel. Dave said if they try to do him like they did Charlie Kirk, before that happened, he needs to come up with a code. He was like, we need to come up with a code so y'all will know they got me, So he said, it can't be something that he would say, it has to be something that he wouldn't say. And he said, so it has to be something like, I stand with Israel. Mic drop. Dave Chappelle, the thing about it, fam, is that he is not afraid to speak his mind. He's not afraid. And I think one of the reasons why, the biggest reason that he get by with it is because we know what it's like for him to take off for 10 years. And we know what it was like when he came back and gave it to us. And I don't think people want to see Dave Chappelle leave again. I don't think they want to see that happen again. Because Dave Chappelle is a breath of fresh air. To hear somebody just hop on that stage and tell it like it is, and even with his fears, because it's not that he don't have fears of being canceled or whatever, but I think Dave Chappelle's convictions are stronger than his fears. That's what makes him go out there. And he don't go out there intentionally trying to hurt people. He don't go out there intentionally trying to piss people off. I think Dave Chappelle's biggest thing with his comedy is really to bring people together and to try to get a better understanding of each other. That's what I see. Every time I see him doing his thing, it's always a real message. It's a bunch of jokes, but it's always a real message. And I always walk away with the feeling that this dude cares. He really cares. That's what I get from Dave Chappelle stand-up. I don't get a guy who's just going out there trying to be offensive. I don't get a guy who just goes out there and just tries to tell jokes to just get a laugh. His laughs, his jokes add up. His jokes mean something. His jokes take you on a journey. His jokes enlighten you, inform you. Yeah, and sometimes they enrage you. But that's comedy. No more talk.